RetroDaze.
By the time this episode airs, school will have ended weeks ago. Independence Day will be firmly in the rearview mirror, and the sun will be blazing in the sky. Summer hasn't only arrived, it's been here, making itself comfy and rewiring our brains for all things vacation. And that's A-okay with me because it means the beach, water park, fairs, ice cream, pool parties, barbecues, fireworks, and so many other summer activities, all of which we covered last year in our sprawling 4-part summer series, plus a 5th bonus intro episode. Which means, when you're done watching this video, you have a whole pile of summer content to watch, each episode better than the last. In fact, this video marks our 151st episode. So even if you aren't in the mood for summer-specific content, we just know there's something in our vaults to fit your mood. But first, let's talk about these 5 must-watch nostalgic summer movies that you forgot you loved. It's not just about the movies, it's about the entire atmosphere of your movie night. I think you'd agree that plopping into bed and pressing play on a streaming version of any of these flicks isn't exactly gonna cut it. No, if you want the full nostalgic summer experience, then you'll have to put in a little bit of work. That particular part of the equation is gonna differ from person to person, but if you're all out of ideas, we got you covered. For instance, if you have local movie theater or drive-in that plays retro movies, there's no easier way to get your pre-packaged nostalgic experience. In both cases, we get that most classic of movie smells, freshly popped popcorn. Slather it in as much fake butter and salt as you want, then grab an oversized soda to wash it all down. The movie theater has the benefit of air conditioning on these hot summer days, but sitting under the stars at the drive-in is a respectable alternative, and especially on the cooler evenings, it may be the better choice. If you are keen on making this a movie night at home, well, then there are all kinds of nostalgic tricks we can play. Everything from the fully immersive option of watching VHS copies of movies on an honest-to-God CRT television to reproducing movie snacks of our youth. Since we're going for a summer theme here, may I humbly recommend a s'mores-style Rice Krispie treat? Yeah, you're welcome.
This summer, when you think vacation, think National Lampoon's Vacation. See the real America.
Hey, underpants. Hey, yellow.
It's friendly.
I'm okay.
Don't you want to look at the Grand Canyon?
It's educational.
Great.
And most of all, it's fun.
The dog went on the picnic basket.
Like Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo,
Clark.
Imogene Coca, Randy Quaid, John Candy, and Christy Brinkley.
Well, are you gonna go for it?
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Take you for a ride. This summer, when you think vacation, think National Lampoon's Vacation.
Now, before you get your knickers in a twist, we did say 5 movies you forgot you loved, not 5 movies you forgot. And National Lampoon's Vacation was so popular with my family that we watched it nearly every year, well into my 20s. I watched it so often that eventually I stopped because, as good as the movie is, I got kind of bored of the same old gags. Then, after maybe 20 years, I revisited National Lampoon's Vacation, which I had forgotten I loved. The bright side is when you do finally sit down to rewatch the movie, it's an epiphany, and you enjoy it all the more for having waited. Not only is this a great summertime movie, but it's also a classic road trip adventure, something I did often with my own family during the summer months. In this case, it's Clark Griswold who sets out on a cross-country trip from Chicago to Wally World in California. As in most Griswold movies, Clark is determined to give his family the perfect vacation. Instead, the trip becomes a series of hilarious disasters, including car trouble, getting lost, encounters with eccentric relatives, and a string of increasingly chaotic mishaps. There's something comforting about settling in with the Griswolds as they travel across the country. This movie brings me the same kind of happiness that Christmas Vacation elicits, and it's nice to know that we can visit with our favorite family in both the warm and cold months each year. To enhance the summer road trip vibe, I like to pair this movie with classic snacks we'd get at gas stations and pit stops. Stuff like hot dogs, Slim Jims, nacho cheese Doritos, Twizzlers, ice cream sandwiches, cans of soda, Gatorade, and probably some kind of fast food feast. This is also one of the movies on our list that may be best viewed at a drive-in or projected onto a bedsheet in your backyard.
Cool.
This summer, it's finally safe to go back in the water. Universal Pictures and the Bubble Factory present Paul Hogan and Elijah Wood in an extraordinary motion picture adventure. Flipper, rated PG.
On our last summer movie video, we had no fewer than 3 comments recommending the 1996 movie Flipper. Sean Finneran said, "Flipper is the greatest summer movie classic of all time, and I, Sean Finneran, dream about being in it every hot summer day and night." Then, a few weeks later, he came back to say, "I, Sean Finneran, enjoy watching Flipper every summer, and it's got to be the best summer vibes from Florida." Hilariously, DD We All 3101 said basically the same thing with, "Flipper is the greatest summer movie classic, and I watch it every summer, and I even dream about being in it." These comments may very well be either sarcastic or posted by bots, but I don't care. The movie Flipper was mentioned, and now you're getting a segment about it. Flipper is a family movie about a troubled teen, Sandy, who goes to spend the summer with his uncle in the Florida Keys. Frankly, if for no other reason, you should watch this movie for the hilarious, angsty 90s teen characterization of Sandy paired with his never-ending parade of band shirts featuring the Smashing Pumpkins, Soul Asylum, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. In fact, one of the things that initially has Sandy so bummed, besides his newly divorced mother paying her brother to watch him, is that he's going to miss a Chili Peppers concert that he already had tickets for. Now, Sandy eventually and inexplicably befriends Flipper, who is almost immediately doing jumps and tricks for the boy. There's also a plot line about toxic waste being dumped into the ocean because the 90s. Anyway, it's a serviceable summer movie that admittedly I didn't see when it came out, so I don't feel a whole lot of nostalgia for it. But obviously, some of you out there do, and perhaps this is a good one to revisit on a beach day or watching from your pool. Plus, weirdly, there's attempted murder and the danger of a shark attack, despite the previous trailer playing off Jaws and suggesting that it's finally safe to go back in the water. For Flipper, I'm going to recommend Swedish Fish, Goldfish Crackers, Capri Sun, Coconut Shrimp, Hush Puppies, and Bomb Pops for dessert.
What if we made our own summer camp?
It's deranged.
No counselors.
It's brilliant.
No rules.
We need an adult to pull it off.
I'm an adult. Thank you very much. Technically.
And no parents.
She'd be gone for 8 weeks?
Yes!
Camp Nowhere.
The games begin!
They've conned their parents.
Hi, Mom. Yeah, this is Arnold.
Yes!
They've paid off the authorities.
You're a little short.
Oh, you're a little fat.
And they bought all the supplies.
Nice one, guys. Ever think about how you're gonna get it inside?
Order the chainsaw!
Christopher Lloyd. Camp Nowhere.
Try rubbing them together. What if we can't get it going?
There.
Thank God. That was close.
We're still stuck in the 90s for our third pick, Camp Nowhere. This is another one I didn't see upon release, but I'm up for anything with Christopher Lloyd in it, no matter how misguided it may be. And before I read this next section, get an age-appropriate cold beverage and drink every time I say camp. Ready? This family comedy is about a group of kids who are tired of being sent to boring summer camps of their parents' choosing, like computer camp, fat camp, theater camp, and military camp. They hatch a plan to trick their parents into paying for fake camps using a former drama teacher to pose as the various camp directors. What follows is sort of what you'd expect from the ultimate kid-run summer camp with no counselors or rules. That is to say, chaos, poor resource management, minor injuries, and plenty of raised suspicions. Like Flipper, Camp Nowhere might work best if you're watching with your nostalgia glasses on. Parents today may feel there aren't enough consequences for the kids who created what was essentially a criminal enterprise. These same parents may even question what the final moral of the movie is. because it certainly wasn't don't steal money from your parents and run away to a summer camp of your own creation. Either way, it's a fun movie and the perfect pairing for those s'mores crispy treats I was talking about earlier, along with foil-wrapped campfire dinners, trail mix, and bug juice.
John Candy's on vacation. Things couldn't be worse.
Hi!
His neighborly environment
How do they look?
Similar?
is getting him into a handful of trouble.
Hey, what are you doing? Wife's on my whammo.
John Candy is on a holiday he'll never forget at the Summer Rental, a broadcast television premiere Monday night at 8 on WKBD TV 50.
This next pick was a toss-up between two John Candy classics, but we decided to go with Summer Rental because we've talked about the great outdoors in other videos like a nostalgic camping experience. Also, and I'm not sure if you noticed this running theme yet or not, but we're attempting to choose movies that fit unique summer experiences. So far, we've had a road trip, an island vacation, summer camp, and now a beach vacation with Summer Rental. This 1985 comedy is about Jack Chester, an overworked air traffic controller who takes his family on a beach vacation. The vacation, in part, is meant to relieve his stress, though as these things usually go, instead of finding peace and relaxation, he encounters one disaster after another. The titular Summer Rental turns out to be a rundown shack, the weather is uncooperative, the public beach access runs right through their property, and Jack ends up in a feud with a wealthy local sailor, culminating with a competition in the town's sailing regatta. Though the constant mishaps can get tiresome at times, if only because you're rooting for John Candy's character and you hate to see him fail, Summer Rental has remained one of my favorite summer views. Partly because we get so many of the classic family beach vacation tropes, like the immediate and terrible sunburn, the tacky seaside restaurants, and of course, the overcrowded beaches. The scene of Jack Chester attempting to navigate the sandy beach while inadvertently trampling other people's stuff feels like something I could have experienced myself on some long ago 80s vacation. And while the required boat repair montage plays, let's choose our themed movie snacks for Summer Rental. I think I'm feeling some good old boardwalk fries and a lobster roll. On the other hand, maybe root beer floats and corn dogs instead. Either way, we'll also need a pile of saltwater taffy and a big bag of caramel corn.
For 14 years, I've done all kinds of camps. Soccer, sailing, computer, tennis, even chess.
This unique challenge of the great outdoors.
Until this guy showed up.
Going on back there?
Nobody really great ever slept in dirt.
Campsite's about a half a mile on the other side of this gorge.
I'm scared. You ever see a picture of Da Vinci pitching a tent? No. Let's talk about the really great campers.
I know you can do this. Alan, there's no other way. Put your helmet on.
What do I have to do?
Do your best.
Kevin Bacon.
How did your father ever talk you into coming this summer?
Sean Astin.
I was young. It won't happen again.
Whitewater Summer.
My choice. No camping.
While we already had a selection on this list for summer camp, Whitewater Summer is a real camping adventure. The movie follows 4 teens who embark on a wilderness expedition led by a demanding survival instructor played by Kevin Bacon. The adventure elements get increasingly dangerous as they aren't just camping in the wilderness but also navigating rugged terrain like mountains and whitewater rapids. The movie is littered with cutaway monologues performed by Sean Astin's character Alan, who looks noticeably older than he does in the main movie. It turns out the Whitewater Summer was originally produced as Rites of Summer in 1985, but was shelved due to production delays and extensive reshoots. Additionally, the original distribution company faced financial difficulties, so the movie didn't get a release until 1987 when Columbia Pictures purchased the rights. They decided to add those framing shots of Astin in an attempt to tone down the darker elements of Kevin Bacon's performance as Vic because, despite the title making it sound like the kindred spirit of surf ninjas, Whitewater Summer plays more like a drama than a comedy. with moments that call Vic's mental stability into question. Frankly, it's these more unhinged moments that make the movie an interesting watch, and despite its poor reception and forgotten status, Whitewater Summer plays as a nice counterweight to the other movies on today's list. For this one, hot dogs grilled over an open fire and some classic movie treats like popcorn and Raisinets should do the job. For this list of summer movies, we tried to give you a mix of well-loved classics, lesser-known movies, and flicks you perhaps never heard of at all. While I wouldn't necessarily claim that I'll watch these every summer, they're definitely all going on the master list of possibilities. And don't forget, if you'd like another batch of summer flicks for your warm weather marathons, check out our previous video on the subject, 5 must-watch nostalgic summer movies. And as always, I need to know what other summer-themed movies should we cover in the future? Which are your favorites from this list? You know I would love to hear about it down in the comments. And if you enjoy our content, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and maybe even activating that ubiquitous notification bell. It really does make a huge difference. Let's meet again next week to celebrate yesteryear, right here on RetroDaze.
Clicky clicky.